lots of great books this month in mystery and suspense. The first one I had already, but this is another copy of The Twisted Ones, Five Nights at Freddy's. No One Leaves the Castle by Christopher Healy. And then I got a bunch of Goosebumps. So this is Most Wanted, Son of Slappy. I Am Slappy's Evil Twin. The next one came from a request from a seventh grader, Confession, Fear Street. And then this is another copy of The Puppets Payback. And then the last one is Young Scrooge. This is by R.L. Stine, and it is kind of a creative take on the Christmas Carol. It's about a kid, it's a modern day, and it's about a kid whose last name is Scroogeman, and he hates Christmas time because everyone at school calls him Scrooge, and he is visited by three ghosts. So it's a modern tale of the Christmas Carol. In action and adventure, I got a new one in by Carl Hyacin. This is the same author as Hoot. It is called Wrecker. I Survived the Great Alaskan Earthquake. And I got some new copies of old favorites I've replaced. They were kind of getting worn out. And this is a new one by Dusty Bowling called Dust. In paranormal, two books this month. The first one is Fall of the School for Good and Evil. And the next one is called The Siren. In fantasy, I got several in. This first one is for my fantasy lovers. This is a pretty big, thick book. It's called The Hidden King. And then Survivors. If you are a fan of the Warrior series by Aaron Hunter, this is a new part of that series. A Tale of Sorcery, Book 3. A new copy of Aragon, our old one was very loved. And a new copy of Shadow and Bone. In realistic fiction, I got in, finally, Book 3 of the Jennifer Lynn Barnes series, The Inheritance Games. Confessions of a Candy Snatcher. Zeus by Bruce Cameron. This is about a water rescue dog. Green. This is by Alex Gino. It is in the same series as Melissa. The One and Only Ruby. This is book 3 in the One and Only Ivan series. Rewind. This is for fans of 80s. And in graphic novel, I got a ton. I got a new one in. It's a Heartstopper novella called This Winter. Batman Who Laughs. This was requested by an 8th grader. Cat on the Run. Silly fun one. I got in the next book in the, I say Hooky, but some of you said it's Hooky series, volume 3. Cotton's The Secret of the Wind. Ghost Book. And some Babysitter's Club, Karen's Haircut. This is the Little Sisters version. And this one, Marianne's Bad Luck Mystery. And then the last one in the Babysitter's Club this month is Stacy's Mistake. Next, highly requested was Dragon Ball Z books. Now, I don't know a lot about Dragon Ball Z, but those of you that are fans are major fans. You've come to talk to me about Dragon Ball Z and how awesome it is. So I got in some of those books. They're really big because they're like 3 books in one. So they're really thick when you come check them out. I also got in My Hero Academia, very requested from several of you. So that will be for my manga fans. And in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I have the next part of the series in. This is brand new. If you're a fan of JoJo's, then this is the final books in that series. And next, I have one called Match Point. It's about a kid who plays lacrosse. And then these are the Heroes of Olympus, graphic novels by Rick Riordan. Cat Kid Comic Club, this is the new one called Influencers. And then another copy of this one we already had. Another copy of The Twisted Ones. You guys love these Five Nights at Freddy's books. Steven Universe, To Be Happy, very highly requested. The Cool Code 2.0 Switch Glitch. Curl Friends, new in town. Hazardous Tales by Nathan Hale. This one's Above the Trenches. This is a World War I story about pilots. Popular Ammos is a YouTube series I discovered. And then I got in a book, 2 books in Spanish, the drama book and book 17 of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. In romance this month, I got in The Girl Who Ruined Christmas. So this is a little bit later coming in than I would have liked. I would have liked for it to have been here in December, but it wasn't. That's okay. So it is a book about Christmas and romance. And I got in 2 copies each of the Summer I Turn Pretty series. I could not seem to keep that series on the shelf. Next in nonfiction, True Books, Top Softball Tips. And the last book this month is Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Files.